IMO, in my opinion, with J&M.
Everybody seems to like that music. I hate it, but all right.
Why do you hate it?
I don't know, because
I was bopping.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody seems to like it. All the rapper friends that have come over here have said, I want to write something to it. I just kicked my mic out the way.
It's awful.
Excuse me. It's been a week.
So it's like, I can't hear myself. It's...
You don't hear yourself.
A little bit more.
Oh, you need more volume.
Yeah.
Don't scare me for a second.
So it's like the end of an era, and I don't know if I'm sad or happy about it.
What's your era?
No, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, none.
Lakers are 0-5.
Oh crap!
Tom Brady is hot garbage, and I mean, it's been 20 years with these guys, and it's like it's all falling apart now.
But what? I'm confused.
I think he's talking about basketball.
Yeah, are you talking
and football?
And football.
Yeah.
But what's falling apart? I'm confused. Just because they suck?
Yeah.
They're old.
Well, the end of an era. Fault. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I guess.
It's kind of what happens in sports at the very end, but damn.
See, I wouldn't say basketball. That era, I don't think that era is over with yet. LeBron's era? You think it's over with?
I mean,
there's still a few of them still playing in that from
they're 0-5.
Yes, as a team, they're hot garbage. Yes, I understand that.
Well, there you go.
So can we officially say that I'm sorry, I know you're not a sports fan, right?
She says she does yoga. That's a type of sport.
I did the Bulls Academy for a week as a kid.
So you could shoot better than LeBron, basically.
What'd you learn about that?
But my dad got me a basketball hoop, and I learned to shoot. So played with my cousins, but don't follow sports.
Okay, you know who LeBron James is, though?
Yes, I do.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
So he is always in the argument of greatest of all time.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Is it appropriate to ask a lady what her age is? Is that appropriate?
Yeah.
I figured I asked first. I mean, how old are you by chance?
27.
27? Okay.
She looks younger, so
She
it's okay.
does look younger, yeah. That's why
so it's okay to ask.
You and Erica have the same kind of thing where like you guys look hella younger than what you guys are.
Mm-hmm. 27's old?
No, by no means. By no means. Did I say that wrong?
No, I was just messing.
Wait, I mean, if that's old, then we're
ancient.
Yeah.
We're freaking ancient. You ever heard of a great basketball player named Michael Jeffrey Jordan?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
If you, as a person who doesn't really follow sports,
okay,
what's to say, who's the greatest basketball player of all time? Who was the first person possible?
Michael Jordan.
Why do we have these arguments with him?
I don't know.
That's what I don't understand.
I don't
know. LeBron James is considered, quote unquote, depending on what age group you are, the greatest of all time. But yet he has a team with big names. Right, it's not like Westbrook is not a big name in the league.
I mean,
and Anthony Davis is a big name in the league. I promise we will change this conversation in 2 seconds. she's like looking at the ceiling.
Like, just vibing.
Get her over.
It's a great color on the wall.
Point in case is this: the caliber of players by their names who he has, and he still can't even win a game. With LeBron James, who quote unquote is the greatest of all time, you're telling me Michael Jordan would not have at least
that's
got
what I'm
one?
saying. It's the end of an era.
Sure.
They're not as effective as they were.
Nonetheless, moving on. We have a guest who we haven't presented yet. I'll let her introduce herself.
All right. Hi, I'm Emilie Rose Danno. Happy to be here.
We'll give her applause because you know what? I felt so rude by not including you for the first 5 minutes.
So good.
Continue.
Okay. Name's Emilie Rose. I'm an actor, singer, improviser. Enjoy writing poetry.
So you're a rapper.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So you're gonna write bars to our little intro music for us.
I mean, sure.
Okay, I'm down.
I can improvise it.
I'm totally
if you
game with that.
At some point, give it a go.
I'm totally game with that.
No.
So you're an actress, theater as well?
Yes, theater, film.
First question: what do you prefer?
What do I prefer?
Theater or film?
That's a hard question. My roots are definitely in theater, but lately I've been wanting to do more film. But I still think I prefer theater.
Really?
Yeah.
Theater terrifies the shit out of me.
Yeah, I think what I love about it is it's really like actor's craft in the sense that like what is going to happen will never happen again in that moment, and you kind of like just are on the stage and.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Because every performance could be a little, even though it's technically planned to be the same, but it can be different.
Oh, for sure.
Depending on
different
what
lines
happens.
hit you different if you're present
Right.
in the moment, different times.
That's fair.
I also love film. So I think I have different seasons too.
I figure most people that really, really enjoy theater would find film boring.
It's hard in the sense that there's a lot of downtime. Like in theater, we have a tech, and that's kind of what you pause and you wait for them to figure out sound cues, lights, etc., set how things move. And then that's like a week, and then you just do the thing. Versus on film, there could be a 2-minute scene that takes 3 hours. So it's an adjustment.
Oh, we know about scenes taking a lot of time, don't we?
Taken all the time. However, I like the intimacy of film.
Yeah, I agree with her. I think it's such a. Why are you looking at me, John, like that? You're looking at me crazy.
No.
Like you have no idea what we're talking about, or what? Are you
I'm lost like she was with the sports.
Yeah.
I'm not an actor.
He's not an actor.
I don't know.
Okay.
I get the intimacy part.
Yeah, like it's really beautiful to, when I was making the adjustment, I'm a very animated person. I move a lot. I'm half Italian, all the hand gestures. So I had to learn to do nothing. Like you do the work, you do the preparation,
right.
and then you just be present and you just be. So that was an adjustment, but I really enjoy the simplicity of it, because in theater you're doing it right. You do the work. It's coming from a truthful place, but you need to extend it for the back row.
Right.
So sometimes it's nice to just do it in a different way.
Fair enough. I agree with her 100%. That's legit. Like, I think in theater, you have to be very big.
Yeah.
Very, like you said, you have to reach the back of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Versus in film, I mean, all you see is basically what you see in these podcasts, which is just this.
Right.
And it's so close. And so, like, you don't sell it with your body.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's where the challenge is. Versus in theater, you have the ability to express yourself physically.
Right, because they can see everything.
Right. Versus in film, you have to express yourself basically selling it with your eyes.
Yes.
And that's kind of, right, the thought has to be behind your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that to be the challenge. Go ahead, John, you're laughing.
No,
inside.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
if I was an actor, I'd prefer film.
Okay, why?
Just because this dad bod isn't going to look good in theater. Yeah.
Actors come in every size.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
Seymour Hoffman was one of my favorites.
there you go. That's why I'm who's not some I'm not a fan of this guy, but like who's that guy that got banned from like YouTube, Facebook? He's a big
Andrew Tate.
I'm not a fan of him, but like he always likes to say shit like wake up, you got to get in the gym. And I'm like, you get in the gym if you want to, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's plenty of people that are successful that don't go to the gym.
Right.
The gym does not automatically establish your success.
No.
Even though I guess, he has a nice physique and whatever. Nonetheless, I won't take that away from him. But like your success is not based on the fact that you have abs.
He was talking about more of like a discipline standpoint and creating
I think
a
he was
habit.
talking about his abs. I think he was talking about his abs.
Or he was talking about his abs.
I mean, I'm just saying. In cases again, remind me. I got to show you something that I found on YouTube with Gary Oldman. It's funny. It's really fucking funny. Gary Oldman's a beautiful example. Amazing actor. Never was a big guy.
She has no
never
idea
was
who
really.
he is.
You know who Gary Oldman is, right?
Please say no.
I'm
Yes.
bad with names.
Yes.
I'm bad with names. I probably do.
I swear I have. You know what we need? You know what we need here? We need the Chacal de la Trompeta thing from Don Francisco. That's what we need. But I'll give you the womp, womp, womp. I bet you if I show you who he is, you're gonna know who he is.
Sure.
Or if I show you a film, he was in this film.
Oh.
You remember this film?
Yeah, I
pretty well?
love that film.
He was the detective, so he was Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, yes.
You ever watch Air Force One back in the day? Book of Eli? No.
Gotta remember, she's
Harry
younger.
Potter.
She's a bit younger.
He was the uncle, I think. He played the uncle in Harry Potter.
Oh.
The main character's uncle or whatever.
The mustache?
Yes.
Yes.
He's in a lot of films. Leon the Professional. I feel like you would like that kind of movie. I know, but still, those are good movies. Whatever. He's a really good actor. Academy Award winner. Really, really good. Never was in like really, really great shape. I guess he was skinny fit. Does that make sense? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like if you're skinny enough, you have abs.
He's average.
You know what I'm saying?
average.
He's never been like a muscular guy, whatever, but his acting, like, it didn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters because representation is so important to see different shapes and
Absolutely.
sizes is, I think, essential. But also it matters what's in here and what you can bring to the table. And if you have a different perspective and don't look like everyone else, more than likely you have something interesting to offer.
Agreed. Did you go to classes? Did you take classes anywhere in college?
Yeah. So I went to College of DuPage, a community college.
Okay.
And
DuPage.
College of Dreams.
It's in DuPage.
No,
It's in DuPage County. It's in, I think technically Danno and Wheaton. And
I got it confused with Harper College because I worked by
Oh,
Harper
yeah.
College.
Yeah.
That's why I thought
Harper's
it
in
was.
Schaumburg.
It's
Yeah.
like right across from Schaumburg, I think.
Yeah, I know Harper College. So I went there. I didn't finish. I had an IEP all through my educational career, which is an independent education plan. I learn a bit differently. And so when I got to college, there were certain tools that I thought I would be able to access, like a calculator that I couldn't use. And so I have dyscalculia, so numbers kind of go like this.
Okay.
And so I didn't test into college math, and I had to take 4 math classes before I could get the 1 math class that I needed.
Oh no.
Sounds terrible.
It was awful. And
I hated math.
I tried so hard. I actually had straight A's and everything else, like philosophy, all my humanities. I did all my acting credits, and then I just couldn't pass math. And then one day I was with my acting coach, and her and her husband kind of pulled me aside, and they're like, "We think that you should just drop out and be an actor and do the thing."
So you're a beauty school dropout? Is that
I'm a
what
beauty school dropout. And it was actually one of the most empowering things I've done, because what I love about this city is you can watch amazing actors on stage and be like, I want to learn from you. And more than likely, they teach somewhere. And so not only are you getting to learn about how they do their craft, but you're getting to learn a little bit about the business and make connections. So I started taking film classes, and currently I'm taking some Meisner classes at the Artistic Home, which is where I'm actually doing a show. And it was like a snowball effect. I entered at PR Casting, which is a casting office in the city, and they're lovely and so proactive and just wonderful people. And they kind of made some introductions and helped me along with my career, and I'm very thankful for them. So yeah, I think it's important to always be a student. I don't know if it's important to always get a degree.
Well said.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real here, right? I mean,
right.
money wise,
Yeah.
you can make a lot of money being an actor
Mm-hmm.
versus, I guess, let's say, let's put it like this. So I just got a check in the mail the other day for like $2,000 for that little gig I did, right? $2,000 for 6 hours that I worked, right? Multiply that by, let's say you're pretty consistent. Let's say you get 4 or 5 days. That's like $10,000 a week. That's a hella better profession than going for 8 years like my sister did to be a teacher. I mean, more power. She does something very important. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and
She
it's
does something
consistent
very
though.
important. That's what I meant. I mean,
Yeah.
if you were to book like a regular in Chicago PD,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I mean, mind you, you ever worked one of the Chicago shows yet?
I haven't booked it quite yet. I've
Okay.
been close, but not yet.
So let's say you book and you're banking, I don't know, let's just say $1,500 an episode, whatever, plus royalties, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now multiply that by a couple, because if you're going to be a regular
Right.
for that season, I mean, you're working at least 3 out of those 5 days.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. Like, put it like this. The girl who, when I was on PD, the girl who the episodes were centralized around, that she was helping, she was an informant for one of the cops. She was in like, if I had to guess, maybe 13 episodes out of the 25. And I'm pretty sure she was making at least triple what I was making. She banked a lot on that season, bro.
Yeah. Series regulars get, or like
That's easy. That's money,
yeah.
you know? And I want to say easy money, because it is work. Don't get me wrong. But that's a lot better than
to your
dealing
point,
with,
like
first graders.
Bill Gates dropped out of college.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the fuck.
He was unique though, man. That man was smart.
Yeah, but it just goes to show that the degree is kind of meaningless.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
If you're going to be like a doctor or a lawyer, you
I mean,
gotta know your
yeah.
stuff.
That's
But I
true.
feel that, the idea
Not if
that,
you do it out of the back of a van.
Oh.
Or you
I
try
mean-
to represent yourself in court like
Yeah.
Mr. Darrell Brooks. That was, bro, that dude. Hold on 2 seconds because that happened recently. I've never seen, you didn't watch any of it? Did you hear about it?
I did.
I've never seen someone fail so bad at representing themselves. I mean, there's a reason why most people don't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real. Most of us don't know law, don't know what code of conduct is, all of that stuff, the rules of court, right? This is why you get representation by law free of charge. Yes? Why in the world would this man literally fire his attorneys and try to represent himself? Yeah, I think he literally watched the Ted Bundy movies and thought he could pull it off, but then I think he didn't. I think he fast forward through the part where Ted Bundy was a law student.
Oh, yeah. He missed that?
Yeah, I think he missed that part because Ted Bundy knew the law. You know, he was kind of, I guess, able to defend himself. Nonetheless, that man's gonna go to jail for the rest of his life. Fair enough. That was bad. Did you watch some of those videos, man?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like I can't believe the court put up with that much nonsense.
That too.
Like the judge, she was a saint.
Dude, that lady, I'm sorry, not a girl, that lady, she is the most patient person in the world. Now, mind you, I don't know if she was doing it to cover her ass. So that way, like, maybe she was really that patient, but I'm like, I wonder if she would be that patient with someone else. But like maybe just to cover her ass, or just in case.
Well, yeah, you got to be careful because they might say, "Oh, mistrial," and give it to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure, or whatever. You know, it could be anything nowadays. But that lady really held it together because that one time when she was like, he was staring at her.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
You know what's wild about that? I was just on TikTok and it just automatically was on my feed. Like I never looked at anything.
Thank you.
It just
maybe some of us should be on TikTok.
Oh, you're talking about TikTok.
Like, that's where I get my news from. I'm telling you.
Continue
what do you mean? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's I like it for just like following other artists and stuff. But I just thought it was so interesting that all these trials that are like big will automatically just be on my news feed.
Yeah, it is odd.
And I wouldn't have really thought to look at it often. And then I'm just, what's going on? I'll just click on it. Who is this person? What is it going? So that's how I stumbled.
I think one of the funniest things he said was like towards the end when he was claiming that Ford had a recall on the Ford Escape he was driving.
Oh, that's clever.
And hold on. But this is when they don't understand how cars necessarily work either. So he claimed that the throttle body of the car was faulty. Do you know what a throttle body is? Do I need to explain what this is? Kind of, sort of. Okay. So back in the day when cars were a little more simpler, when you would press the gas, there was actually a physical cable that would pull a valve and air would go into the engine, in turn accelerating the car. Years later, it changed from an actual cable to an electronic computer that does it for you. So when you press the pedal, there's no connection to the car. It's just a communication to that throttle body. It opens and closes. So he was claiming that the recall was the throttle body, right? That it just kept accelerating according to him. But then I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Does that mean that your brakes don't work? Your brakes still work. Yes, the car is going to want to go forward. I understand that. But remember, we have video of what happened. There is no attempt to, like, you don't see the wheels screeching at all, nothing grinding, nothing. This guy's just going.
I mean, all of that stuff it's a moot point if you run away after the fact. You're not supposed to, so yeah.
That was crazy to see, like, when they were showing the videos in court, like, that had to be a bad way to go. You know, they didn't even see it coming because, like, he hit a lot of people from behind. Ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sad day. Hopefully the family has some type of justice right now. I know it's never going to help, but he's never going to see a light of day anymore. Anyways, back to acting.
Yeah.
Back to acting. So you said you went to college. You took classes out here in the city at all, like any of the acting classes?
Yeah, I did Vagabond, which is in Ravenswood. Yes. Okay. I did some workshops at IO.
Okay.
The Artistic Home, they do Meisner. I don't know if you're familiar with Meisner.
I've heard of Meisner.
Oh, you have some qualms?
I don't know if I'm a fan. I mean, it depends.
You know, I felt similarly, but for me, it's helped me a lot. I felt like I was like in a little bit of a rut in my acting, in the sense that like I was there were certain things I couldn't access for whatever reason. Like certain places I just couldn't really go. And what I love about Meisner is it gives you a permission to go to the places that kind of scare you a bit in like a safe way.
Okay.
And then people call you out on your shit. So like I was told I have a cold attack.
You have a cold attack?
I have a cold attack. So if I feel threatened, I don't always show that I'm vulnerable. I'll just like go in for the kill. And my teacher was like, what happened if you just let that affect you? Like what happens if you like let that in?
So you're a tough cookie.
I'm spunky.
So you said you're Italian?
And Puerto Rican.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where
There
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah,
There it is.
All the comments heard
It all
It's
makes
both of them.
sense. It all makes sense now. Well, we're Puerto Rican too, so we got that too, I guess.
Puerto Rican, both you.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't look Puerto Rican.
No, you look Puerto Rican.
All right. What about him?
I mean, all Puerto Ricans look different.
Yeah.
That's a
So
good point.
probably.
Only,
Hey, at least you said
only
probably.
Puerto Ricans know that.
At least you said probably. Most people that come here think he's white.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what's so frustrating is people think they can have such an opinion on someone's identity because you don't look like what you're supposed to.
Sure. But I mean, there's certain people that to me are like the weird exceptions sometimes. Because like he would be an example of it. Like even if you want to go super Puerto Rican guys, like if you want to do like Calle 13. If Calle 13 didn't freaking talk Spanish and he came from like Britain, you wouldn't even know if he was like Puerto Rican like that. Like he's in that weird area. Like him, his brothers, his sisters, his mom, they're like really.
Are we Puerto Rican or from the Ukraine?
Yeah,
you don't know.
It's like one of those. Like it's kind of hard to tell until they talk Spanish or attempt to talk Spanish.
I was gonna beat you to the punch.
Attempt to talk Spanish.
I always tell people growing up are you Puerto Rican? I don't believe you. And I'm like, have you ever smelled my kitchen? Like, have you ever been to my grandma's house?
Yeah.
Because that
smells like sazon, sofrito, and
lechon,
and Malta.
Mm-hmm.
What does Malta smell like? I don't even like Malta.
I don't like it either.
It's too thick for me.
I've tried to want to like it, and I like Cocorico.
It's okay,
but not a
cola
lot
champagne.
of it.
I'll drink cola champagne all day.
It's got a lot of sugar.
I
It's
know.
like 40 grams.
I know.
It's a treat.
I know. I mean, what Puerto Rican food is healthy for you, bro? Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can make your own sazon, less sodium.
Sure.
But I haven't
But
done that.
overall,
No,
I feel like
Yeah.
Hispanic food in general is not necessarily like the healthiest thing in the world. But I totally lost my train of thought.
Acting.
Acting.
We were talking about acting.
What are you working on now?
All right. Right now, I'm doing a show at the Artistic Home called Malapert Love, and I get to sword fight first of all, which is really cool.
That's cool.
Ooh, like fencing?
Yeah, like full on sword fight.
But is this like a period piece or?
So that's what's cool about it. It's a modern day farce, so it plays homage to Shakespearean language, and it has a lot of elements to it, which makes the lines hard to learn because some of it's modern and some of it's like vociferous drag, and you're like, what is that word? Yeah. So it's written really cool, but it's essentially about love and all of the ways in which you feel it and how sometimes it's wrong. And my character is Esperanza. She is a maid for this count, and I'm in love with his fool. And
You're in love with this fool?
I'm in love with his fool.
Oh,
so the
his
count,
fool.
and then he
His
has a fool,
gesture.
and he's trying to
Gotcha,
woo this lady Gabriella.
Gotcha.
And then the fool goes to like help bring him this poem, and then falls in love with Gabriella. But I'm in love with him, and there's just a lot of love triangles. And then I get mad, and then I try to get revenge. I like to scheme.
Okay.
You know, I'm
You're
pretty
a schemer.
spiteful. I like to scheme.
You're a schemer.
Sounds like a Shakespearean type of piece.
Yeah, it's very far. It's like a farce. So it's very like a
Jokey,
fast joking. A lot of like their language is their weapon, especially those that don't have high standing, like my character. So she really relies on her language and how she uses it.
I just realized you were definitely a theater actress. You're very.
I know.
She just said she was
I'm
Italian.
Italian too.
It literally just comes out like little things that she's doing. I'm like noticing. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I
that's
do a
pretty
lot
cool.
of.
I wish I could do that. I mean, I probably do, but not
I've
as-
actually
you
been
can.
I think I do, just not as
not as big.
extreme. Yeah, not
I've
as
had
big.
like people in the past relationships, like when we got into arguments, like, can you sit on your hands because
I'm scared right now.
Right.
I feel like you're gonna
and then I would try to
face.
sit on my hands, and I'm like, I
Not
couldn't
working.
do it. I
It's
couldn't.
like the worst punishment
It
ever.
was awful. I was actually getting more mad. It didn't help anything. Did not. It was just as if it was like a bottle cap fuzzing over.
Speaking of relationships, I tend to ask a lot of actors this question. How does it work out with relationships when you're an actress? Is it simple? Is it difficult? Have you found troubles in relationships?
Trouble. Well, this is the issue with it. That I've run into. I have dated some men, and they first of all, they're like, "You're an actor, how amazing!" They like think you're like this fantasy, and you're like, "I'm a person with feelings." They put you kind of like a little bit on a pedestal, and I'm like, "Great, I'm gonna fall on my face off that." But what tends to happen is they think it's exciting, they get to know you, and then they're like, "Oh, I literally have had a man say, I don't know how your lifestyle is gonna work with kids." And I was like, I think that's A, on me to decide, and B, I don't know if you enough to like even think about popping out your babies. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like for me, I've run into like,
Maybe we should wait till the second date to talk about
yeah,
that.
let's like, I don't know. I feel like there's also this, even like without being an actor, with all the apps, there's this illusion of endless opportunities. So people don't want to fight for anything anymore because they run into one issue and they're like,
I'm out.
I'm out. I'm going to find someone else. I'm going to go on Tinder. I'm going to go on Hinge. And for me, I'm busy. I'm a hustler. I'm a realtor. I'm an actor. I'm a singer. I have a very full life, and I'm very thankful for the life I have. But if I like someone, I'm going to factor them in. And I feel that people sometimes, for whatever reason, aren't always on that same page, especially when they are like, "Oh, you work on weekends." It's like my schedule is so up and down. It changes. But then I'll have seasons where I'm completely free. So if I'm dating someone in that free season and then I get busy, like I was on contract this summer, and someone was like, "Oh, I decided I can't do the possibility of long distance." And I'm like, okay. So it's a little bit of a challenge when it comes to, people want someone that's a little more available.
You know what I've always learned, or I've learned over time. If you want something, you make it work.
Right.
And this, I guess, ties into your concept of working for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has lives.
Mm-hmm.
We all are busy, whatever. But if you want something, you make time for it.
Right.
Because I bet you, if you wanted to go to the club that night,
you were
somehow
going.
you get to the club. But if I say, "Hey, let's go work on this," I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I start to like get rid of people, because I'm like, you're not committed like that.
Yeah, and that's an important mindset I think to have, is especially when dating, when sometimes you fall a little hard, is to like kind of like remind yourself that like you're also like a part of that decision. Like if someone's showing you that they're not.
Where else did you grow up in? You just grew up around here?
What do you what?
Because you say certain words with an accent. I don't know if you're just doing it in your acting or
No,
not.
I have
Say also.
Also.
No, now you said it right.
What else? I mean, I have a Chicago accent.
No. I didn't. I heard it. Never mind. If I catch it again, I'm gonna point it again.
Is it like New York a little?
Kind of.
I
I heard you say something.
I think it's just the Italian in me.
Okay.
I've been told that since I was a kid. Sometimes it comes out.
Okay, because I heard with two different words, and I was gonna point it out the first time. I'm gonna let it slide.
Ours sometimes don't happen the way they should.
Ours?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a Puerto Rican thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So one of the things I want to talk about the dating thing.
Okay.
It's more like as an actor, right? I've always felt like somewhere down the line, if I date someone who's not in the business, who doesn't know about the business, yeah, I feel like that's always going to be an issue. And I've run into it maybe once in my life, but I'm like, how do you deal with it? I mean, like, I think people don't learn. No, people don't know how to separate actions and feelings. And I think they're distinctively separate, right?
Yes.
I think, they're tied together, like intimacy and all that stuff is tied together, but you have to understand that I can kiss another woman on film and it be completely emotionless, quote unquote. Yes, I'm supposed to make it look real and blah, 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 blah. But there is no connection there. It is just a physical action. It's like shaking a hand or whatever it may be. I can totally see where that can be a problem.
Tell that to Jennifer Aniston.
I mean, it happens. Feelings happen.
It happens
but
a lot.
I think that's why most actors that I see, for the most part, date women that are in the business, because I feel like it's just so much easier to do that because they understand schedules, like you said. They understand how busy you are. They understand the intimacy stuff, all that stuff that's already understood.
Yeah.
You know, like I would be able to understand, like if I dated a movie star or whatever, and
sure.
she,
I mean, yeah, that could happen.
Oh, shade. Do you have a shade button?
just needs to fade the black on him. What was I saying? See, you must be
you could date a movie star,
Okay,
and then he went,
Angelina
apparently
Jolie.
I cannot date a movie star, but
No, sure you
a
can.
local actress,
Natalie
a local
Portman,
actress, that's
something like that.
Natalie Portman's not my type.
No,
Scarlett Johansson, that's different. You know, I would understand, right? I would understand if she had us, but mind you, we're in the business, we get it.
Yeah,
How do you see it as? Let's say you were on the outside.
Okay.
You weren't an actress. Would you be able to handle? If you dated an actor.
I mean, I think so. I'm not.
The jealous type.
I'm not the
but
jealous
you're Puerto Rican
type.
though.
Well, okay. So this is what I have to say. I'm not the kind of woman that focus. Like I'm on the attitude: if you're going to cheat on me, you're going to cheat on me. Thank you, goodbye. That's kind of my thing. So I don't really spend a lot of time worrying about if it's going to happen. But I can't answer it for the sake of I wasn't an actor, because I am an actor. But there's a few things I'll say about intimacy. In the past, I've run into guys being jealous because of their own insecurities, whatever. But I always kind of say, like, when I'm dating someone, I'm like, hey, I'm very honest, like right away. And I'm like, this is what I do. I commit to my craft. There are a lot of things that I'm comfortable doing that maybe not everyone else is, as long as the story calls for it in a way that's respectful and beautiful, or if it's like just something I believe in. But there are ways you handle intimacy, like as an actor. There are certain boundaries that you set within yourself.
A little closer to the mic.
There are certain boundaries in which you set with yourself. Oh, hello.
Hello, there she is.
There I am. There are certain boundaries you set in the sense that, like, especially if you're in a relationship where, and I just think that, like, as long as you're honest and as long as you're like, and also nowadays you have, which is beautiful, we have intimacy coordinators that are there. I know it's like
Christ. There's micromanaging at its finest, right?
Well,
Sure.
it's so the good thing about it.
I can see it. I can see where.
Yeah,
there's
I mean, it's sometimes
necessity.
a little weird because I'm used to, like, you going for a kiss, you're going for it,
Yeah.
and now there's kind of a moment of like,
You're like, oh, you've been doing it wrong for like the last 20 years.
Yeah,
You don't know how to
What are you
kiss.
talking about?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
You're supposed to, like, I guess, like, move your head in a certain mode, and like I can't really, I can't do it. But it makes me feel like I'm like hee, and I'm like a grown ass woman.
Yeah, it's odd. How do you
It's
fake
odd.
a kiss?
I am more about if the other person's comfortable to go for the kiss. However, there have been situations where there's a reason there's an intimacy coordinator. There are people that have taken advantage of a situation, and you also don't know someone's past. So, what I like about it is you have a check-in with your partner. You say what's green, what's yellow, what's red, and you check on, and that changes day to day. So I think that's important, especially in theater when you're kissing this person every night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, so there's like a level of respect there and care. So I think intimacy coordinators are essential. And stage kissing is an odd thing that I've only ever just kissed before.
Yeah.
So it's a different muscle. It gets me a little in my head
Okay, I can see that.
because I'm like, I want to be respectful.
I can see that. What do you struggle with
Oh,
as an actress?
that's a great question.
Good hear.
A lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
I feel like with all that, you got a lot of confidence, girl. I would think you have a lack of things you struggle with.
I mean, I'm confident, but I believe confidence is something you work at from the time you wake up, from the time you go to bed. So, I struggle with crying.
Really?
I can't cry on cue because I don't know. It's something I've learned how to do it, and I've learned like the way to approach it. But I guess it's because sometimes crying is not the most interesting choice for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really fascinating to see someone try not to cry, or, to see someone kind of wrestle with something. So sometimes if someone's like, you need to cry on this line, I'm like, I get in my head a little. I struggle with that. Also just, I think when I say a lot of things, I also mean the business side of it, where the attempt to have agency over a schedule that is changing by day.
Okay.
You know, like one day I'll be like, this is like routine. Like I'm bad at having like my daily routines because.
Do people really have routine? Like, John, do you have a daily routine?
I got a daily routine.
Yeah.
100%.
You're a gym person, so I guess
Yeah. If you're like
routine,
more
like-
breakfast.
Yeah,
breakfast.
I'm kind of. I don't want to say I'm 100% like spontaneous. Is that the right word?
I'm
Yeah.
Like,
like-
I would say, like my regular Monday through Friday. I mean, I have parts of my day that are routine, right? Like obviously, I wake up, you brush your teeth, you go to work, blah
Right.
blah blah. That's probably routine. But like what I do after that, like I don't think I have a set plan of anything. Like
Yeah.
I kind of just attack the day.
Sure.
Brother,
You know,
I was just like that until I had kids.
Oh, you got kids?
Now they're, and
a
you
lot of
learn
them.
to, yeah.
A lot of them?
No, not that many.
We're not like the,
I mean, for
the
Hispanics,
Brady
I guess
bunch.
he's at the average.
Like 3?
Yeah, that's the
That's
average.
average.
That's the average.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm very. I don't want to say I'm at the moment kind of guy, but like, like I like to be kind of like I don't like to plan a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. Some people
No.
like it. Some people don't. Don't get me wrong. I like to plan things, but I'll plan like a vacation. But I'm not gonna plan like, oh, we're gonna go eat at this dinner at 6:00 next Saturday. Why couldn't we just figure that out
On Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday. Like I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not that type. Like I kind of just go with the flow, kind of.
Yeah. I'm in between. Like I can go with the flow. But I when it comes to more like when I have like if I make it a goal, like I want to try to do yoga or go to the gym or like do this like thing for myself. If I wake up and get an audition that's due the next day, I tend to be like, this is what I have to focus. This is what I got to do. And
everything changes.
Everything changes. And what's hard is, you know, life is a balance. So my goal has been, I didn't do like a New Year's resolution. I just picked a word and my word is balance. We're still trying to figure out.
It's kind of early.
So you're mentally imbalanced.
It's kind of early.
Well,
It
you
was
know, for
last
next year.
year.
This
No,
is last year.
this was this current year.
Oh,
Okay.
Everyone was like, New Year's resolutions. I was like, I just need some balance.
how did that work out for you this year?
You know,
You know,
yes
Not
and
good.
no.
Not good.
Well, it was,
excuse me.
the summer was a little wild because I made my off-Broadway debut this summer. I was in Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, I saw that.
Yes, I got to play Piglet,
Yeah, that was
Kanga
pretty
and
cool.
Brew. So that was a great time. But I also was doing real estate. So it was just, you know, two things that rely a lot on other people's schedule and how do you service other people like in real estate. And then in acting, you know, you have press releases, you have all this different stuff you got to do. And so at that time, I did not do very good with balance because I didn't have time. I just was like, go, 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 go. But then when that was done, I took a couple months to just nest a little.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to
Sometimes you
heal.
need that.
I was like, I'm going to heal my feminine energy. I went antiquing. I baked a lot of pie. No, I didn't bake a pie. I wanted to bake a pie. I did not bake a pie.
You do a lot of stuff like that. So, again, I was looking at your Instagram. Is that what it's called? Instagram, and like you do a lot of stuff. Like I saw you do some kitchen stuff and food and stuff like that, baking stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I try to like remind myself that at the end of the day, acting is what I do and I love, but that doesn't have to be all that I am.
Good point.
That took me a minute to differentiate.
So your crying thing, you said you struggle with crying on cue.
Yeah.
And you said, why is it again?
I think it's a mental block. Someone's like, cry, and I'm like, and I just kind of go blank.
What have you tried in the past besides maybe a cry stick?
Stick.
Never you tried a cry stick?
What's a cry stick?
Oh, I'm gonna blow your mind.
Yeah,
You ready for this?
please.
It's literally like a big lipstick looking thing that has like a lot of menthol in it.
Yeah.
And you put a little bit right here,
Oh,
and then it just starts to come out.
I mean, sure.
Hey, it works.
I mean, yeah,
actually
sometimes you gotta
works.
do what you gotta do.
I mean, it actually does work. I've never used it. I mean, I used it once, but so my thing with crying,
Yeah.
so like, I wouldn't say I can cry on cue. I wouldn't say I can cry on cue, but I can get the tears out.
Yeah.
Right. The thing is, I can't get the tears out 20 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you get maybe two shots at it, and then
Right.
bring in the cry stick.
Right.
Because it's
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get it anymore. But I think with me, it was like I how did I figure this out? Like you ever, are you sensitive emotionally?
Yeah, I have all the feelings.
Okay. So John's like, I'm not sensitive
You're
at all.
not sensitive at
No,
all?
I
it's
don't
just
cry.
the way she said it. She's got all the
I
feelings.
got all the feelings.
Yeah, all the feelings? So the way I kind of figured out, John's going to probably make fun of me for this.
Go ahead.
But a lot of times when I'm listening to like music, certain songs,
Yes.
certain whatever can bring tears, right? And look, I already see it like you're
Daddy Yankee
you're
got
such a
you
bitch.
tearing
Shut
up.
Get Daddy Yankee. Daddy
Well,
Yankee.
I don't know what type of music you're talking
in
about.
general, it could be anything. It just it would make me tear up, right? So I remember, I want to say in the last year, like whenever I would get that feeling, I really thought about what I'm feeling.
Right.
Right? Why is it? What's triggering it? Right? Okay, cool. So I kind of had an idea. So I'm like, well, next time this song comes in, I'm gonna try to see if I can trigger it myself, consciously knowing that I'm triggering it, and it kind of works. Like
What's the song?
It's not a song. It could be any song.
Really?
I mean, not any song, but like I just use that as the way to figure out what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Like, I could be watching a movie and I'll cry because I'm a crier for movies too. Screw you. You can laugh all you want.
You're not a crier for movies?
No.
Oh,
God,
I can.
First of all, why do you say it like that?
Yeah,
like it's
what's
such
wrong
a, like
with
it's such
crying?
Because I know it's fake. Like,
you don't
you yourself
You don't
say
understand.
that you watch a movie and you can't get vested because you know it's fake and you're
This was
watching
maybe
the cameras
I'm
and this
talking
and
about
that.
back in the day.
Back in the
Not
day.
back in the day, but like
Well,
before I started acting. I
Oh.
still would cry. Like you think I didn't cry when freaking Woody and them were saying bye to Andy in Toy Story 3?
Oh, I cried.
That's a cartoon, even worse.
Yes,
but
man.
it appeals to your nostalgia and your childhood heart that
You know what I think the problem is? I think nowadays with this concept of how men should not have emotions.
should
No,
always.
it's the opposite right now. It's 100% the opposite right now.
I think it's both. I think that goes both. That street runs both ways. Because I think you guys that don't like to have emotions, you guys get triggered at the people that have emotions and
I'm
the
not,
people that
I'm
are
not
like
saying
you.
it's bad to have emotions. I'm saying I'm not gonna cry for a cartoon. That's just not in me, I guess.
I get that.
I
Except I
understand it.
understand it. I am a person like I'm very sensitive to that kind of stuff. Like when I was a little kid, I watched this. My mom would watch Lifetime movies, like the cheesy ones.
God.
And there was one where like the mom died, and
Isn't like all of them like that?
yeah,
Like every
but
Lifetime movie like that. It's like a
75%
novela in Univision. Like there's
Yeah.
always
Oh, God,
somebody who
no.
cheats on somebody.
right. But it was just like they died of like cancer or some disease, and then I just was like I cried for like hours because I was like, wait, people could just. I don't know. I was just young enough that I could just process that could happen. But what really got me was my big fat Greek wedding.
Oh God.
But this,
really?
Yeah, because I grew up. I was a daddy's girl.
Sure.
My dad's Italian. My dad is very. My dad has a lot of emotions. He's a crier. I love that about him. But I watched this movie and the father, was super sensitive and like super invested in his daughter. And then when she got married, he gave this speech and just something about his emotions and the thought of getting married. I was just like, I remember I was at my cousin's house and I was just like in the living room and I was like,
There's tissue there.
I was just like sobbing. And my cousins were like, and then my aunt started crying because she remembered
Lord.
her wedding and everyone just started crying. And so, yeah, I have all the feelings.
That's good. You know what I do nowadays, which is weird? So like if I'm going to go watch a movie, because I usually like, and here's going to make fun of it again. You cry for Marvel movies? Moments. So like we went to go watch Spider-Man No Way Home, the last one, whatever came out. Right? And I grew up with the characters that are in that. You've seen it already, right? So I'm not spoiling anything, right?
I have not seen it.
Well,
But
whatever.
you can spoil it.
So basically, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are in it, which are the Spider-Men from the older movies or whatever, right? So like I have a lot of connection with those movies because I grew up with them.
Yeah, I grew up with the Toby.
So there's a couple scenes in that film that are really freaking sad, right? So I'm watching I'm there with my cousin, my cousin's husband, my sister, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'll come back and watch this by myself.
cry.
In an empty theater and just cry out my eyes. That's what I did. And then I had my moment with it.
That's
I mean,
beautiful.
but it's like, it's weird because it's like you're not supposed to show this part of yourself, and it's like it's so hard to.
Yeah, we can't.
Well,
I am
why?
super-
Why can't you show that
Because
part
it's
of
almost
yourself?
looked at as an unmasculine kind of thing. And I think it's the concept of men are supposed to be this strong, leaderish type, kind of thing. And I agree. I think men should lead and men should be men, but it doesn't mean that we can't have emotions and deal with it in front of. I think the argument is in front of women, in front of your mate. Like, you're supposed to show this, like she's supposed to come to you with her feelings. You're not supposed to come to her with your feelings. If that makes any sense. I don't agree with that 100%, but I think that's the idea.
But the idea that if you look at history and like all the great leaders, they had a woman that they came to, that like it was like their place to kind of surrender those feelings to. Like, as a woman, there is something beautiful about a man that can be vulnerable to me.
And I think that's a 50-50 thing. So kind of like how I said that. I think half the population would agree, and then the other half would be like, no, I can't have my man crying. He can't be a pussy.
It's
blah 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 blah.
Movies you cry for. Like, I can possibly see myself crying for a movie if it was like a real life situation. Oh, I cried for that movie. Yeah.
She's like, what the fuck is Pumping Iron?
It just sounds about right because.
It's a movie. It's a docu-movie about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, I'm not gonna cry over a kid in a Spider-Man costume. That's not realistic to me. So it's like, no, you can't get those emotions out of me.
I think what you're missing is that movies are a suspension of reality. So yeah, it's not like I guess like
whatever that means.
It's made up. All of it is made up. Every movie, for the most part, unless it's actually based 100% on something that happened in real life, are made up. And the fact that you can suspend and feel for this person is the point. Like, who didn't cry when what's her face didn't let Leonardo DiCaprio on that headboard?
Yeah. Did you cry for that?
No.
Really? I
No.
cried for 2 days.
I was mad. I was just mad because I was like, man, both of y'all fit there, bro.
Yeah.
What's wrong with y'all? Like, seriously?
I think the point of storytelling, though, is there is a sense of escapism and fantasy, and it's not real, and that's cool. But I think the power of storytelling is like, it could happen, right?
Agreed.
Or it has happened. Yeah. Or what if that did happen? Like the empathy that you can access within yourself to feel sympathy for a character that makes you cry.
I think I know why it makes me cry.
Why?
Remember when I said about how I kind of figured out how to cry on point with music?
Yeah.
I think music has a lot of power when it comes to film. And I think that's what bothers me more than anything.
Is when the music doesn't.
Yeah, when the music kind of drives the tone. Yeah. And it's done very well, like that hits. That make any sense? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, like your short film.
Yeah,
it
with
was
all
like
my
super
music.
deep and.
But that was the point. He wanted rock music for a sad story.
I didn't want rock
for
music.
a sad story.
That's what he wanted, apparently.
A little overdone.
Was it overdone?
This rock.
Wow.
No, he's just. Because I put very sad music throughout the entire.
I want to hear the score for this next one.
No, I'm not working on that part. That's out of my department. It's not my department. So you said did you talk about what you're working on right now? Mm-hmm. What about so you're doing improv, right?
So I
don't know if you can go too much into that. I know you guys are still kind of
I think what I can say is I did Chicago Unscripted with Enrique and his team, and at Palante Films. I apologize, I said it incorrectly one of those times.
What?
And it's great. It's the idea that they come up with this concept and we get to improvise and play with other improvisers and creators. And I don't know when that's coming out or how it's coming out, but
were you in his first season?
No, I wasn't. I met Enrique because we did a short film called The Dreaming this summer. Okay. So we met on set.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what are your goals? What do you want to do? What do you want to get to?
I would love
Broadway.
No, actually.
Hollywood?
Yes. I would love to be in a TV show. I would love to
Where's your strength?
My
strength. What kind of TV show? Cuz there's a lot. Like dramas, comedies, sitcoms.
I think comedy drama or like TV shows I really love, like The Marvelous Miss Maisel. I enjoy New Girl. But I also enjoy stuff like Dexter and Game of Thrones.
You can still enjoy it then. When we were talking about a little bit before the camera started, like I cannot. It's hard for me to freaking watch movies. That's why he was talking about like it's hard for me sometimes to watch movies and watch TV shows now because I'm looking at specifics,
right,
and like more tech stuff versus enjoying the actual show.
Yeah,
you know.
For me, I feel like when I'm a consumer of art, I just care if I feel something. The reason I have a hard time with movies lately is it's probably silly, but it's just more of a commitment to sit down and watch a movie. And then if I get inspired by the movie or excited by the movie, I'm not going to sleep because I'm going to like stay up all night looking at monologues or like looking at like different actors, different things that they've done.
Jesus.
So I just get really like overstimulated sometimes.
So you're kind of like a weirdo like me.
Oh, I'm a weirdo for
so
sure.
I'm not so much in that. So I'm the type of dude like once I see something, right? So like I need to figure out how the hell they did it. So like my YouTube algorithm is literally like camera setting, how to get the best camera settings, how to get the cinematic look, how to best settings for Rodecaster Pros, best microphones.
So you like
for
the
podcast.
Technical stuff.
I'm just fascinated by how they get the looks that they have.
Right.
You know, like that stuff. Like behind this, I remember when I was a kid and I would actually somehow see a behind the scenes thing that would intrigue me so much. Like I would just want to be like, wow, that's really cool. Like how they do this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But then you start to realize, you look at it behind the scenes, it's kind of like, it looks shitty. It looks kind of like, you know, I don't know. Like when I'm on shows or whatever, or doing anything, you realize how like, damn, the camera really makes everything look really good.
It's the editor and camera's craft.
Man,
sure.
I'm dead serious. Like sometimes I'm like he's helping me out on the short film that we're doing. And by no means am I saying any of us are freaking Steven Spielberg or Jennifer Lopez or anybody like that.
Jennifer
or whatever.
Lopez.
Whatever. None of us are in that ballpark, right? Per se. But the camera, when you watch it back, some camera angles that we got, I'm like, God damn, it actually looks fucking good.
That's exciting.
Like that's crazy. And then being on Chicago PD, same deal. Like, you know, you're there with the cast, right? The people that are there all the time or whatever. And you have, you know, you do stuff with them and you're like, okay, this looks like what we were doing in class.
Yeah.
You know, even though they're good at what they do, but then when you see it on screen, it's like, it did not look like that when I was there.
Yeah.
And I was there.
Yeah.
You know? Like, shit.
And that's what's wild. That? Oh, I do. And I think that's kind of like difference, in my opinion, with theater and film is like, you know, film is more, you can be manipulated, right? Like what you do in that moment can change like in post.
Right. So like they can change where they put it, they can cut it, they can lengthen it, whatever, they can change whatever, you know, like they can manipulate the story more than obviously than you can on stage.
Right. Versus on stage, you're like, I'm here.
They can't manipulate anything on stage, can they?
Your performance
kind of falls on you.
Well, the technical aspect in certain shows can be really fascinating. Like there's for sure stuff that can manipulate like effects or like if you're flying or like scrims or different things like that. But as far as like your performance is your performance, like what you did is what exists. There's no like, oh, let's try to change that, or you did it on this line, you didn't do this, but versus like in film, you can kind of
cut, do it again.
Yeah, cut, do it again. You're like, okay, hold on. I gotta access that emotion.
I think that's why I like film. Because like I've always had the fear of like fucking up a show. Really,
I'm sure it
really
happens.
bad.
It's scary feel. But you know what we call those?
It's not so what, because if you're the first person on stage and you happen to deliver the last line that's supposed to be on the last part of the freaking play, then you just fucked the whole thing up.
It can be a gift. Like in some scenarios, if something goes wrong, it can be a gift. But sometimes, like if you're playing Piglet and the eye falls off, and
really?
Oh yeah, it fell off, and
no way.
I was like, I'm gonna ruin these kids' day. Like they think
scared
this
the shit out of them.
Yeah,
kids get over stuff really fast.
but it was just I was on stage and I was like, shit, my eye fell off, and I'm like looking at Winnie the Pooh, like, hey, someone have to tell me what to do. And then the guy who played Tigger was like, come on, Piglet, let's get off stage and you fix the eye. I don't know if I should be saying this, but I did.
Why?
But that stuff is like mortifying.
I think we shouldn't buy crazy glue at Five Below anymore.
Yeah.
We should get name brand glue.
Yes, name brand glue would be good.
Or sew it on.
Uh-huh.
That too.
So stuff like that can happen. But yeah, theater is, I mean, wild things have happened on stage. Like sets have fallen. People have fainted, thrown up. Right?
See, I can see that.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Like
fainting.
people getting
you know,
nervous and throwing up or passing out. Yeah, I can see that.
you know,
But
lines.
a set falling, I feel like that should be like the last thing
And
you
as
want
a
to
paying
happen.
customer, I almost rather watch that. That seems like it's more.
entertaining.
Yeah, wild things happen, but it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
like, is this part of the show? What's going on?
How do you make it work?
So on your free time, what do you like to do?
I
Just in case the future husband's watching. You never know.
future husband.
You never know. There you go.
I like a big window in my house now.
He's probably from Turkey, by the way.
Yeah, we do have a. No, I told you
You got a
we've
big
alternated
following
now.
in Turkey?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
U.S.
All
leads
right,
again.
never mind. All
United
right,
States.
all right.
United States.
Okay.
She's like, what are we talking
I
about?
don't know what just happened, but I loved it. I love spending time with my family and friends. Community is very big for me.
Yoga, you said, right?
Yoga's great. Yeah, I like yoga. Lately, I haven't been doing it that much, but I've been, you know, I just like spending time with my sisters. We all cook, and my mom, we have fun. I like to paint, do mixed media and poetry is like a good way to express myself in a way that's more personal. I like to read. Lately, I've kind of taken a break from TV because I can just binge watch a show. Like I could just go. So I've been reading more, trying to.
Does reading stimulate you more than watching films?
No.
It does for me.
It does?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
And I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
And it has to do with the fact that I don't like watching a TV show is kind of like hard. So when I read, I can create everything.
Yeah.
When you watch a film, everything's created for you.
Interesting.
There's no imagining anymore. You know what these characters all look like, blah, blah, blah. When you read, you pick and choose what these people look like, what what the city looks like, even though I guess if the city would be described in the text or whatever, but you can do what you want. So I find that a little more stimulating than.
It depends the story too.
What kind of books do you read?
What kind do you think I read?
Cooking books.
No.
I don't know.
Fiction. I like Gothic novels.
Gothic novels.
Particularly Victorian Gothic novels.
Victorian
I wouldn't
Gothic.
even know what that means. You're going to have to explain that to me.
Okay, so for instance, I just read The Poison Thread, which is it's like a period piece, and it talks about this girl who was born of low standing, who has had a lot of stuff happen in her life, and when she sews, she's a seamstress, she meditates on it, and then she thinks that she's putting those negative thoughts into the art, like the garment she's sewing, and it has killed people. And so it's kind of it's hard to go into, but it's kind of a little bit of a character study, and it gives her perspective. And then this woman who is fascinated, she is of higher standing, higher born, and is fascinated with how she thinks the skull can manipulate it for good or bad, and it can change or not. So she goes to this prison to like hear prisoners' stories and like volunteer. And so it kind of ends in a way that you're like, wait, did she have the ability to like did she have this magical power, or is it like in her head it was a coincidence? So that's cool. I also do love romance novels, but there needs to be like.
That was going to be my guess.
I figured, yeah.
The one with the Fabio type of look.
No,
guy
not
with the
quite
long
like
hair.
that.
That's like erotic novel. What are you talking about?
I mean, those are
Erotic.
fun too, but
Hey.
I like the kind of romance novel where
Who said erotic?
he is, yes.
Okay, here's my point. The reason I said that was because whenever I would see like a description of that, like you said, the big muscular guy with his blah blah blah. Like normally when I would see it on film or TV shows make poking jabs, it's always like that kind of book. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
That's
it
all I'm
is.
saying.
I did not realize.
I like a well-rounded romance novel, right? Like I tend to like the kind of characters where where there's a fantasy element, where there's like some type of struggle, like maybe they don't like each other at first and then they grow to like each other, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
This is such a hard question. I am one of those people that changes so often.
We'll get ready for your favorite artist as well.
Oh,
or,
no.
actor. Actress.
You know, I love mafia movies. So
like
The
Godfather?
Godfather is definitely one.
I've never seen.
Really?
Godfather.
None of them?
Yeah, you should see it. I also, growing up Italian, that was like a staple.
Had to watch that.
Yeah, my dad was always like,
Yeah.
the Italians, the love, the honor, the loyalty. And then I watched it when I got my wisdom teeth out. And I was so mad because I won't give it away, but there's some effed up shit that happens in The Godfather.
Yes,
and I called my dad high on Oxycontin. Is that what they put you on for?
Oxycontin's a powerful drug.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
whatever it is.
sure.
And I was like, I love the movie, but loyalty?
Good
What?
pick. That's like I guess for Puerto
I like the
Ricans
way
would
she
be-
said she's not going to get into it, not to ruin it for.
She just ruined it for you.
No,
I
I
mean-
didn't tell you what happened.
It's a 35-year-old movie. Oh, 40, 50.
Well, you haven't
I mean,
seen it.
It's all right. I'm not going to if I
Okay.
haven't watched it yet.
Well, he kills
Okay.
his brother in the second movie.
That's fucked up.
And I was like, wait, honor, love, family? That all went out the window in that
Yeah.
one moment. But, I mean, I liked it. It was great. I love it.
So like, would you say like Scarface, that kind of stuff?
Scarface, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro.
What's the one Johnny Depp was in with Al Pacino?
Yeah,
Donnie
Donnie Bronco?
Yeah, something like that.
I liked that.
That one was good.
Mhm.
Even though I think it ended too abruptly for
Sure.
me. Like I felt like that movie needed like another hour
Sure.
of something. Like it was just. Did you watch that?
No.
I have to rewatch
Yeah,
it.
it was because like the ending was so unsatisfying for me because the story buildup was so good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Johnny Depp did really well. What about the one with why is Al Pacino? Hold on, I've always had this gripe. Why does Al Pacino, who's Italian in real life,
Yeah.
why does he constantly play Hispanics?
Yeah, that was a thing that used to happen.
I mean, you can't find one Hispanic to
I know.
play.
Closest thing to a Hispanic, I
yeah.
guess.
And he was
No.
also Al Pacino.
yeah,
and
he
I
was
think
good
back
at it,
then
sure.
they didn't. I think nowadays they make more of an effort to find more representation that makes sense.
Except for what's his face, who's gonna play?
Oh,
Who's the Cuban guy? Fidel Castro.
yeah.
This James Franco's gonna play him.
I saw that. Yeah.
I will say one thing. I mean, a lot of people are kind of upset about that. Would I have preferred a Hispanic? Sure. But I will say there are pictures that I like if you Google
He
it,
looks similar.
but he
Just
looks
like him.
very similar.
Yeah.
Like I can
I think
totally
that's what they were
see it.
going for.
And I'm like, if he can work on his Spanish accent and whatever, then I'm okay with it.
But I'm pretty sure you had some idiot saying, "Oh, you couldn't find an actual Cuban dictator to play him."
Oh.
Well, I think the guy who made the most noise was what's his face? The guy who played Luigi in the Super Mario movie.
John
There was a Super
Leguizamo?
Mario
Leguizamo.
movie?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was awful.
It's terrible though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, it was headlined by John Leguizamo,
Okay.
who's an average actor, I guess. I wouldn't say he's great, but I mean, he was funny in. Did you ever watch a movie called Assault on Precinct 13?
Yeah.
You saw that?
He was funny there.
I thought he was okay there. I mean, he dies early, so I guess that's a plus.
Wasn't he in that drag queen movie too? With Wesley Snipes and
No.
oh my God,
No,
why am
I
I
don't.
blanking?
I think the best
I'll
thing
show
he
it to
ever
you.
did was one of that new comedy show he had. Well, that not new. It's not new. The one where he's like a teacher and he's like teaching people about the history of Puerto Rico or Hispanics or whatever. Blah blah blah. He's like wheeling around a chalkboard the entire time, and it was actually a pretty good show. But he was making some noise over like, why didn't we pick a Hispanic to play Fidel Castro? And I'm like, I mean,
Did he try?
he doesn't look like him.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
Anyways, who's your favorite actor? Actress?
I told you it was coming.
I know.
Oh, it's coming. It's always coming.
Anticipated it.
You don't have to say one. You can say
Yeah,
multiple.
yeah. Again, changes.
Mount Rushmore?
I really like Sandra Bullock.
Miss Congeniality?
Miss Congeniality.
that's the one.
Practically Perfect. No. What is that called? I love that Practical Magic.
Never saw that.
Oh, that was earlier.
Yeah, with
Right?
Nicole
Yeah.
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman was.
I just like her because
hot
she's
woman.
quirky and fun, but also a badass. But she
Plays
doesn't.
a lot of cop.
She
Yeah.
seems like the type of actress you would probably
Fit in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that type of genre.
I think so.
Okay.
I can work on some of the badassery a little bit, but I love her. I think she's great. Yeah. I mean, I said Al Pacino already. Definitely a big fan.
He's a goat.
Yeah.
He's up there. Come on, man.
I
Really?
mean, yeah, he's good.
Really?
I didn't like that accent for Scarface.
That's okay. That doesn't mean he's not good entirely.
Still one of the greatest movies of all
I
time.
mean, yeah.
Oh my God. You ever hear the thing about Al Pacino and his hands? Like a lot of actors like him because he does a lot of like watch him and then just watch what he does. Oh my god, he's just so very.
What movie am I thinking about? It was a weird movie with Keanu Reeves.
The one
Devil's
Advocate. Yeah, he does like.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff, but he does a lot of stuff with his hands, man. He's
I think he has Shakespearean training, so I think he's a theater.
That was Charlize Theron, right?
Yeah, when she was little chubby.
Yeah, she was little.
She was a cutie.
She had the baby face.
Yeah, that's it. She was. Yeah, she doesn't look like.
She's Atomic Blonde. Is that the same one?
I think so.
Yeah, I
think so.
Yeah, she was adorable.
She was,
and now she's also.
I mean, she's a badass.
Awesome.
She's all over the place.
She's always been great, though.
You know, she didn't have teeth till she was like 12 years old.
Teeth?
What?
Teeth.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Teeth? I guess not.
Wow. Fascinating.
Speaking of Devil's Advocate, what did you think of that movie? That movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, it did.
I didn't see it as a kid. I saw it like
Did you enjoy it?
I thought, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I was like, what is happening? I
will say one thing. I don't think, Keanu Reeves. Mm-hmm. Keanu Reeves is one of those actors.
I will not take.
I don't believe him
slander.
as a fucking lawyer. I don't believe him as a lawyer.
He's
I think he was
stiff.
I feel like he was very miscast for that. He's a good actor. Don't get me wrong. He's really good at
lawyers are stiff.
No.
But I mean, as an actor, he's stiff.
He
like.
No, continue.
What's the movie he just did? The John Wick.
Oh.
That's where the stiffness works.
Well, first of all, I think he's too old to be doing those type of movies.
Yeah.
I mean, like
not that believable.
Movie.
Yeah, it's not. It's like what's his face? I just saw Taken 3 not too long ago.
Oh yeah, Liam Neeson.
Like, come on, man, you're like 90 years old already. Like, no one believes that you can kick everyone's ass anymore. You're 90 years old, beating people up that are half your age. Like,
he's not 90 years old.
I know he's not 90, but he's old. He looks old. He looks about
70.
70.
What about Tom Cruise? Do you think he's too old?
Tom Cruise doesn't look that old. He's old, but he doesn't look
Tom Cruise is too
old.
small to be.
Well, put it like this. Let me see if I can explain this. So, like, Liam Neeson was in Batman Begins, right? He was the guy who trained Batman, Bruce Wayne, whatever. He was old then. And okay, but I believed it. Whatever, right? Now, fast forward 20 more years, and I mean, Liam Neeson doesn't look any
younger.
Yeah, like I mean, he's old, man. He's an old
I guess
man.
that didn't bother me.
And then Keanu Reeves too. Keanu Reeves is too old for those type of movies too, because like he did The Matrix, the newer one, which is god awful. Did you watch that? Don't watch it. Okay, it's not worth watching. Unless you got to watch it for free, you're drunk, high, or on something, and
that's always fun.
Maybe, and then even then, it's a maybe. After you watch every other movie that exists,
then watch that one. Oh wow, that's how low it is.
Oh, it's bad.
No,
it is bad.
Oh,
did you watch it?
No,
it is terrible. It's god awful.
Okay.
But you know how those type of movies like The Matrix or whatever, like it requires a certain amount of physicality to it, right? So like, especially with The Matrix, I remember The Matrix, the first one, like very, fast punching, blah, 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 impact, all this type of stuff. When you watch the newer one, like he is just super slow. Like you can tell he's really like, he doesn't have the energy for it. And I'm like, dude, you're not.
I thought those were slow motion shots.
Oh no, it's not. It's actually they recorded it regular.
It's full speed.
Yeah, they didn't have to slow it down this time. They didn't have to have the Matrix effect on it anymore. Yeah, they didn't have to do all that. It's just slow naturally. But nonetheless, he is a good actor though. I will give him that. He has some really good roles. Anybody else that you look up to?
Women wise.
Women wise.
Let's go women wise.
Oh, I love Barbra Streisand.
Oh, she did say women wise. She said, "What's her face from Miss Congeniality?"
Sandra. Yeah. I like. I'm gonna mess up her. From My Cousin Vinny. Marissa
Tomei.
Yeah, I like her.
Oh.
So many people, and then I'm going blank.
That's always good enough.
That always happens, right? Someone's like, "What's your favorite movie?" And I'm like, "I've never seen a movie, but you've seen all of them." I mean, Audrey Hepburn is a classic. I'm like a big Audrey over Marilyn. I mean, Marilyn's great too, but more Audrey.
Sure.
I like her stance as a person. Okay, if we're talking TV, you know who I've been enjoying lately? Actually, Dakota Fanning's sister.
I didn't know she had a sister.
Yeah, she was just in a show called Kate the Great. I liked that one a lot. I like time period movies, so I do like Keira Knightley. She does a lot with her jaw. Have you seen the jaw acting?
No.
About?
No,
it's like a thing that people are like.
What is it?
It's like she does a lot of jaw acting. It's a lot of tension that she creates.
Oh, I like the accent. I like it. That's nice. That's
thank you.
Good job. Good job.
I've been working on them.
Yeah.
And then,
What? I didn't say nothing. I didn't say.
What were you gonna say?
No, he makes fun of me because I try to work on that. I try to work on
what
the British.
What accent are you working? Is it British?
I try, but I don't do it because this guy just shoots me down every 5 minutes. So it is what it is.
You try
it. It's all right.
Just the British one is not good.
That's the only one I work on.
Can I hear it?
Maybe after we stop pressing record.
Oh, not now?
Now he's self-conscious about it.
Yeah,
like a year ago.
Threw it in my fucking face all the time.
Just saying.
But that's all right. Nonetheless, whatever.
It's all right.
That's what brothers do, right? We just beat each other up.
Yeah.
It's all right.
What happened to her anyways?
I don't know. Maybe she took a break.
Like that's a long kind of hiatus.
I don't know what she's been in.
She was like in everything, and
she
now
was in Pirates of the Caribbean, the Duchess. I do like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I do. I like pirates. I think they're hot. I think they're cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's the earring. I don't know.
So she's looking for a guy with an eye patch.
Looking
apparently.
for a pirate.
Turkey would work. You just travel over here and
wait, turkey. What was going on with the turkey?
So YouTube tells you where your demographic is.
Oh, yours is in Turkey.
We had a lot of people
for some odd reason.
For some odd reason, a lot of the views were coming from Turkey over there.
You're like,
but it switched over. Now it's like the US leads again. So, music wise, what are you into?
I like rock, like alternative. I'm one of those people that just loves music. I'm not like, I like country. I like I like Celine Dion. I like the cheesy stuff. I like
what are you shaking your head at?
No, I wasn't shaking. I was agreeing.
I saw the nod.
Like, I'm the same way.
Yeah, I like to pretend my life's a movie and what.
No, yeah. When people like say I like all types of music, usually they mean like 2 or 3.
Right.
But I like everything.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Same. I just think music changes with you. So whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm going through, I like to make a playlist of my life.
So my cousin sent me a video of her son, like head rocking to some heavy metal, I guess. Mm-hmm. And she sent it to me and she goes, see, you're not the only one in the family that loves this type of music. And it's funny because at the gym, I'm listening to the Mariah Carey catalog and I'm listening to soft
because you think
folk
Mariah
music.
Carey is the greatest singer of all time.
Because she is.
No, she's not.
Because she is.
Bold statement.
It's
she
not
does have
bold
that
at
whistle
all.
tone.
Definitely smells shite.
I smell shite.
It's not at all.
She's not
like
the greatest
Whitney's
singer
there,
of all time.
and that
Whitney's pretty.
who else?
I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get
because you
suckered
know
into
there's
it.
nobody else.
Dude, there's a lot of people that I would take over her. Yes, she's
Name one.
really good. Really?
One.
Really? First of all, Mariah Carey doesn't move me. Okay, and I saw her sing literally 3 rows away from me. Okay,
moving's important.
She does not move me. Mm-hmm. Yes, she can do her whatever she calls it, blah 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 blah, and have her gold mic with the butterfly, whatever. She can do all that jazz.
So who moves you?
Really, voice wise?
Yeah,
I'll take freaking Kelly Clarkson over her.
Kelly Clarkson's great.
Kelly Clarkson moves me, bro. She sings that she actually feels like she wants to.
She can sing anything too.
Mariah Carey doesn't even perform like that.
She's
bro.
too inside herself.
Yes. This girl sings and you look at her and it actually looks like she wants to sing.
I don't know what that means.
You ever see someone who really sings? Like you can really feel them singing? Yes,
yeah,
no?
Mariah Carey.
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe in her younger days.
I would debate.
She's
I would
old.
argue that too.
She's old now.
There's plenty of older artists that can sing and portray, but she's just very like, I don't know. Super.
And I'll tell you something. I think it might be even faked because like the only time I really think of Mariah Carey singing is during Christmas time in basketball because they show that stupid song and they show her like going like this and doing all this crazy shit with the microphone and I'm like, someone said cut right after that. Like that's not how she really fucking sings. But if you look at Kelly Clarkson sing, that girl is singing.
I know she's singing. She's a good singer, but she's not at that.
I'll take Christina Aguilera. Christina Aguilera belts too, boy.
She does too much for me.
Yeah, she's like,
I like her songs and I love burlesque.
Isn't that why they made fun of her on Family Guy?
Probably.
Yeah.
So Peter comes out. He's like, okay. all of this and all of this is too much, and you look like if I touched you, you'd be sticky.
Oh,
but
sticky.
That's she. I think she can sing. I agree with you. She's all over. She's kind of all over the scale, but I think she sings with heart. Like if you ever watch her sing, you can feel you can feel it.
Yeah, it's coming from her.
Yeah, it's coming from inside of her.
Right.
Mariah Carey's just there. Someone press play.
I don't agree with that. Not for a second.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But you got to see her in her younger days, like 90, 95.
What song is she known for? The
one she made fun of Eminem. I don't know.
No.
What's that one called?
No. The Hero. That one? That's what I think
Hero? No. That's not her best. Butterfly.
He really knows these songs.
The one with I can go through them. I'm not going to.
It keeps scaring me. I'm like, where does it come from?
Okay. I will say, I like. See, I wouldn't say I like all types of music.
Yeah.
Right, but I like it for a different aspect because I was a musician, so like I enjoy the like instruments and stuff like that. So like, I don't necessarily listen to a lot of music for words per se.
Sure.
Like when I listen to, like, I'm a big salsa fan. Like I love salsa, but I like live salsa. Like the way it sounds, everything. I like hearing all the percussion instruments, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I love hearing like I've learned to really like. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of like classical music just because I'm looking for music for my short film. But like Mozart, those people, like that's insane. Like people that play violins, that play cellos and stuff like that. Let me find a woman who plays a violin.
I know a few.
Just play a violin for me.
Do you know a few?
I know a few.
We'll talk after the show. But yeah, I like music. I like sound. So like sound's always been kind of my thing since I was a kid. So like that's kind of what I'm all over the place.
Instrument did you play?
I was a percussionist.
Did you play the congas?
His brother played congas more than I did, but I mean, I could do it.
Yeah.
I was a drummer. I was a drummer, that kind of person. So.
My mom does all that stuff.
Like, have you ever heard of you ever see when Mark Anthony and Jennifer Lopez, they performed on American Idol together?
What song? Was it No Me Ames?
No, they did.
Because I love that song.
They did one of the songs from El Cantante. From Héctor Lavoe. That performance is insane. Insane. You ever heard
Even
of a guy
with her?
named... Well, she was dancing.
Oh, okay.
But they have a girl who plays timbales. Her name is Chili something. I'll find it. Man, when she goes, and this is what I'm saying, like it's almost like when I say about singing, like you can tell when a percussionist, like you watch Tito Puente or whatever, like bro, he's into it. Like he's making all these fucking faces, blah blah blah. You know how when you lift weights, they say it don't matter about the face, right? If you get ugly, that's when you're really into it.
Exactly.
Singing, I look at it the same way. Mariah's just there.
No, that's not true. But that's not true.
I saw her perform live.
We need a whole episode on this.
When I went for the stupid event for Walmart when I was in their commercial, she performed live. I was 3 hours away from her.
At Walmart?
No, we went.
Oh,
so every year Walmart has a function that they do at the University of Arkansas, and they invite 2 employees from every store they have. And then they have a concert. I saw Ricky Martin perform. There was Brian McKnight. It was, what's her face? Mariah Carey. All those people. And I was there. I was there because I was part of their promotion for when I did that commercial for them.
Okay, so it was
an off night for her?
It was for Walmart employees in Arkansas. I'm pretty sure that wasn't like her best performance.
That is a sentence that makes sense.
Sure. I mean, yeah. Right?
Yeah. She's getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
She's getting paid, bro.
I'm pretty sure not as much as she did
that day. She was the main event.
In Arkansas.
It doesn't matter where it is.
Sure it does.
Whatever. Nonetheless. Madam, where can people find you if they want to reach out for you?
Yeah.
Your pirate friends want to reach out to you.
Put a pin in that. You can find me on Instagram, Emilie Rose Danno. I spell Emilie. It's a little fun fact. And that's like where I primarily post. I have a website too, EmilieRoseDanno.com. And then I sometimes do the TikToks.
Sometimes do the TikToks.
I do my Italian father impersonation on there. Actually, the most views I've ever gotten. Like I've done a lot of singing videos and stuff that I've like put a lot of thought into. And then one day I was like, I'm going to make fun of my dad. And
and that's why I feel like TikTok is such a fucking piece of shit.
And I got 27,000. Why?
Because you put so much effort on stuff that you put your mind to, and then the dumbest shit is the one that fucking hits.
Well, it's dumb, but it's also like super relatable, I guess. And like it was fun. It's kind of Outlanders. Like I just kind of imitated my dad, and he's a fun character. And I got 27,000 views, and I was like, whoa. And my dad loved it. I was like, Dad, just so you know, I make videos to make fun of you. And he sends me scripts.
I don't know. He's gonna ruin it.
I know he'll be like, what if like this happens? Like I did one about like Easter where my dad one time called me. He's like, hey Dole, I got an Easter basket for you. I was like, okay, Dad. And I open it and I'm like, there's weed in here. And he was like, yeah, I heard you smoked the weed. Don't buy it from anyone else. There's little bags in there if you ever want to sell it. And I just posted that to make fun of him. And then that was when they got. My
father be like that. What the fuck?
I don't know. I mean, my dad's pretty cool. But I got all these views and comments. And then my dad was like, what if next time you do like an Easter bunny, like the Easter bunny's there and like you're friends with the Easter bunny? And I'm like, I'm just going to ask you to like just enjoy.
Yeah, just watch.
But he loves it. I do this one where I make fun of how he types on the computer.
Hey, I type like that.
I mean, why? It's funny.
You're probably as old as her dad too.
He loves it though. He tells all his friends. No,
it's a joke.
My dad's 60. No, he says he's 30.
Well, there you go. If that's true,
that'd be weird. 4 years older than me.
I can't even. Like, he runs we technically have a TikTok, but he just basically. I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
I do enough around here. So he's got to do something. And since he's always on it, might as well fucking.
I didn't really like it at first because I was like, I felt like it was taking away from so much art and like all the people that were becoming famous on it or whatever. And then I lived by myself for a while during the pandemic, and I just kept talking to myself and like doing little bits. And I was like, I need to put this somewhere. Like, I'm not acting, I'm not singing. Like, there's no way to do that. So I'm just gonna make TikToks of like stuff that my friends think it's funny that I tell them.
Fair enough. So that's how everything starts. Mm-hmm. That's how we started.
Yeah.
And look at us now.
Look at you now.
No, we thought of we talk shit without the cameras rolling. Might as well put it on film and put it up there, see who watches it.
Yeah. Why not?
Anyways, did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Would you like to come back sometime?
Sure. This was fun.
She's a talker. I like it.
I do talk a lot.
I like it.
Better than a non-talker, that's for sure.
Yeah,
if I just sat there.
We've had those. We've had those.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is when we needed the big hook.
No, I'm one of those people that if no one's talking, I'm going to overshare.
You know what I think this show needs?
It's fine.
I think this show needs an episode where we really get into an argument with someone and like kick them out.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to kick someone out?
Should be like fresh and fit. Stop.
I know,
Stop
but
with
it's
that
fun.
nonsense.
It's fun. Anyways.
Who are you gonna kick out?
That's how you get views, apparently.
Like kicking somebody out, and then the show's over.
Anyways.
Then what happens?
We got to think of something. Actually, I'm thinking about resetting this whole thing, by the way. We'll talk about that later. I'm always about change. John, you got anything?
Nope.
No? Is that a no?
No. Yeah.
Use your words.
No.
Okay.
I said no.
Madam, do you have anything else you want to add before we call it a night? Or an afternoon? Because I forget what time it is right now.
I don't know what time it is.
It is exactly 2:46.
Beautiful. I got nothing to add. Just thanks for having me. It was fun to get to meet you guys like right now.
Awesome. And we appreciate you coming out, hanging out with us, and sharing some funny stories. And hopefully we see you again. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. That's going to be our show for tonight. Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, everything we said is in our opinion. And if you don't agree with it, you can piss off.